breathe in and out all long. And then after a while, I won't have to remind myself to get out of bed in the morning, breathe in and out. And then after a while, I won't have to think about it. I had it great and perfect for a while.
Sam, tell me what was so special about your wife.
Well, how long is your program?
That's too weird. Commander? Us two gents were running a test program. Yes, sir, but we apparently are getting a power drain. I mean, it must be coming from inside the ship. Yeah, I see Command Duty Officer Commander Rogerson. Yes, Chief, we're tracking that too. What do you make of it?
You guys like Italian?
No.
Yes. No. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I love Italian. And so do you. Yes.
Being in the riverine environment is definitely a different animal. I love being out in the water. I love just that feeling when you're driving on the boats and you get that wind flowing. You can smell the air. I grew up on small boats my whole life. I grew up boating. I grew up on rivers, grew up on water. So this is just something that I've loved to do since before I could walk, really. A year after I graduated high school, I realized I want to try something else, so I decided to join the Navy. It's called the SOCR, Special Operations Craft Riverine. 33 feet long, 9 feet wide. It's got 2 turbocharged diesels, each one with 440 horsepower, so 880 horsepower. Top speed is 40 plus knots. This is probably the fastest boat I've been on. With the bucket system, it's basically like a boat with brakes. I mean, you can bring this boat from 40 knots to a complete stop in about 1.5 boat lengths. I just love driving the boats right now. That's my favorite thing in the world.
Long before there was a shuttle or a space station, there was Mercury, then Gemini, then Apollo. And 40 years ago today, Apollo 11 left for the moon. The astronauts were chasing a promise, don't forget, a goal set by JFK to get there before 1970. They made it, and they changed all of mankind in the process. And now we're getting a fresh, better look back at that mission 4 decades ago. Our report tonight from NBC's Tom Costello.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
This is how 600 million people watched Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin take their first steps on the moon through grainy, distorted black and white images. Now, 40 years later, this, a 21st century digital makeover of Armstrong's first steps, of Buzz Aldrin coming down the ladder before and after with far more detail and clarity.
Beautiful view. Isn't that something?
Of planting the flag before and after, the scarred surface of the moon far more vivid.
Here, men from the planet Earth.
And reading aloud the plaque on the lunar lander, you can make out the astronauts' faces as they read President Nixon's words. The original broadcast from the moon pushed the limits of 1969 technology, transmitted more than 200,000 miles to 2 tracking stations in Australia, where the signal was converted to a broadcast image, sent on to Sydney, then beamed to California, relayed to Houston, and rebroadcast to the rest of the world.
We're very happy that we were able to present any television, whether it is snowy or ghosty. It was a historic event.
But NASA also had bad news today. It now believes the original cleanest recordings, 45 tapes, were likely erased in the 1970s or 80s by mistake. So it's now working to digitally enhance all the existing Apollo 11 video. Also today, for the first time, an incredible peek inside the command module. NASA has now posted on its website all the private conversations recorded between the astronauts inside their spaceship, including this exchange as they approach the moon's mountains and craters for the first time.
Oh, there's a big mother over here, too. Come on now, Buzz. Don't be afraid of this big mother. Give him some scientific name.
Even the mundane conversations captivating. 40 years after NASA's greatest accomplishment, the Apollo 11 mystique lives on. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
And one more thing, perhaps this will help people remember now what an amazing, outlandish idea it was to go to the moon in the first place. Listen to David Brinkley of NBC News the night before the launch 40 years ago today.
And to say that somebody is about to land on the moon and walk around on it while almost everybody on Earth watches is just about too much to swallow. I almost don't even believe it. But it's true. And if this is not a permanent, enduring event in human history, then nothing is. And it certainly will be remembered as long as mankind remembers anything.
Just added enough humor that it took the sting off of the sentiment. Where that camera